Jack Johnson back with the Sports Zone. We're here with Ferguson Jenkins. And Fergie, a lot of people know you as the only pitcher, the only retired pitcher in the Hall of Fame with over 3,000 strikeouts, less than 1,000 walks. There's a couple of other guys, Greg Maddux and Kurt Schilling, if they retired today, could get that. But as it is now, you're the only guy with that kind of control. You don't see pitchers like that today.
Well, it was a practice that you got to try to do. You have to work at it. And the nice thing about it is my theory was to make the hitter swing the bat. I didn't mess around when I was out there. I tried to throw as many strikes as possible and to cut down that walk situation.
What's the biggest difference you see today in baseball? Like you say, hey, I wish it was that way then, or oh boy, it wasn't that way in. What do you see that you would change maybe?
Well, the ballparks are smaller. At one time, the two smallest parks were Wrigley Field and Fenway Park. Now they're all small. The game's really turned offensive. People like to see, and ownership likes to see a lot of runs scored. And unfortunately, the pitching staff has to suffer with the RAs that are 4, 5, and even 6. The money is a big factor also. There's so many different bat companies. In my era, the ball clubs bought the bats for the players. Now the players buy their own individual bats, and they have contracts with these companies. And it's something that is protected. Guys have a dozen bats in their locker where the equipment man had the bats. So you kept the bats in a bat rack. You just went and got the bats when you wanted. Now guys have their personal bats in their lockers. They don't want anybody to touch them.
Not only that, there are plenty of places like Coors Field. When you say a Coors Field, what a lot of people call arena baseball, how would you like to pitch somewhere like that?
Well, you'd have to sink the ball more, and I was a sinker ball, fastball pitcher, slider pitcher. I just think that you basically understand the situation and you pitch to that particular situation so that you maybe try to minimize your mistakes. In that type of ballpark, it's not friendly on the ground or in the air, so you're going to really have to put your thinking cap on to know how to set the hitters up and to understand what they want to swing at.
There's one more question I have for you. Not a lot of people know you're a baseball guy, Hall of Famer, and I believe 91 you went in? Was that the year?
Yeah, 91.
Yeah. You played some for the Harlem Globetrotters, I believe. Was it the late 60s, a couple of off seasons? You actually played basketball for the Harlem Globetrotters. What was that like?
Well, I played 2 years with them, 67 and 68. The first year, 55 games on the road, and then the next year, 85. It was my off-season job. I was making money doing it, so I enjoyed playing the game. And I was the pitcher in the home run skit that Meadowlark would hit a home run off me every night. And I played the third quarter, and I scored some baskets and really enjoyed playing with them.
Nice to talk to Ferguson Jenkins here at the Leslie Town Center. Appreciate you coming to Cookeville tonight.
Pleasure. My pleasure.